Doctor, try to be sensible. Then you will have understanding and be able to progress and be happy. Spirit, there is no happiness. Doctor, have you ever tried to understand God or the real question of life? Spirit, there is no God or there would be no misery. Doctor, if there is no supreme being, how do you happen to be? How do you exist? Can you explain how it is possible for you to talk to us through my wife's body? Spirit, is it your wife that is hanging on to me all the time? Doctor, you were bothering a lady who came here for help. I chased you away from her, then intelligent spirits put you in a dungeon. Now you are using my wife's body for a time. Spirit, why in the world should I be bothering women when I hate them? I will smash everyone I can. Doctor, friend, if you ever expect to be happy, you will have to change your attitude. You have lost your own body and are hovering around the earth plane, obsessing people. Selfish spirits always do that. The insane asylums are full of obsessed people. You have tormented this woman for 3 or 4 years. Spirit, how in the devil could I get a hold of that woman? I hate women, and why in the world should I have a woman hanging on to me all the time? I wouldn't hang on to a woman for love or money, for I hate women. I would like to crush every woman. They are deceitful creatures. They are all deceitful creatures. God never made such a thing as a woman. They are the most selfish creatures in the world. If you treat them to all kinds of nice things, they are all right. But when you turn your back, they stab you. They get all the money they can out of you. I swore revenge on all women, and I will have that revenge. I could have had a good home once if it hadn't been for a woman. Revenge is sweet, and I will have it. Doctor, now the time has come when you must stop and consider the question of life more seriously. Don't you think you could have made many mistakes yourself? Examine your past life and see whether you have been perfect. Spirit, no one is perfect. Doctor, don't you think that perhaps you had many faults? Spirit, no man is perfect, but I am as good as the average man. Doctor, try to understand the mystery of life. You have probably been dead many years. Intelligent spirits are here now to help you, and they will teach you many wonderful things. You have been allowed to come here and use my wife's brain and body that we might try to help you. Spirit, she's a fool to allow it. Doctor, she allows it because she has charity for such as you. All women are not false. Spirit, my mother was a very good woman. If it was not for her, I would kill every woman I come in contact with. But she's been dead 40 or 50 years. Doctor, you are dead too, so far as the body is concerned. You are a spirit now. Look around and tell us what you see. Be honest now. Spirit, I see my mother, but I'm afraid of her. Doctor, we are not afraid of you. Spirit, well, my mother is a ghost. Doctor, she is a spirit like yourself. What does your mother say to you? Spirit, she says, John, I've been hunting for you for years, but I'm afraid of her. Doctor, does she appear ghostly? Spirit, no, but I'm afraid. Why, here's my father, too. And there's Lizzie. Don't you come near me. I don't want you either. Don't you come near me. I don't want you, Lizzie, you snake. Doctor, probably she has come to ask you to forgive her for something. She did. Spirit, I will never, never forgive her. Doctor, sometimes mistakes happen. There may have been a misunderstanding. You may have taken for granted things that were not true. Spirit, I hate her, and I don't want her near me. Doctor, try to put hatred out of your heart and be sensible. Spirit, Lizzie, you go away or I will kill you. You acted like a snake. I don't want to listen to you. You are as false as they make them. I don't believe what you say. Don't you come here with all kinds of excuses, for I don't believe you. I am mad at you and I will stay mad. You are a big liar. Doctor, what does the spirit say to you? Who is she? Spirit, that's Lizzie, who made all my trouble. And she says all the trouble was caused by jealousy. But I was not jealous. Doctor, listen to what she has to say. Spirit, listening. That is a fine story. We were going to be married, and she was a nice girl. She says I looked at everything the wrong way, and that I was jealous. Doctor, you were probably stubborn and hot-headed. Spirit to Lizzie, you're a liar. You went with that other fellow, you know you did. She says that when she went home that evening, she happened to meet the fellow on the streetcar. He only walked a block with her, and I happened to see them walking together. I went home and stabbed myself. Jesus, John. Doctor, that was certainly a brave act. I suppose you committed suicide. Spirit, I wish I could have died, but I could not. I would have been far better off, but I'm going to have revenge on women. Oh my goodness. Doctor, why don't you try to be sensible and forgive the girl? Spirit, say, do you believe her story? I suffered a great deal from that stab I gave myself, and I did wish I could die. There's Lizzie walking around, and she's crying. Doctor, listen to your own conscience. Doctor, listen to your own conscience. Spirit, I loved that girl, and what did I get from her? Doctor, I think your mother spoiled you when you were a boy. Spirit, my mother thought the world of me and gave me everything I wanted so that I could have a good time. Now she says she wishes he had done different with me. No, Mother, don't come near me. There is no help for me. Doctor, the first lesson you must learn is to crucify self. Jesus said, except ye become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. I don't think you understand what that means. All you cared for was self, and your mother spoiled you. Spirit, Mother says she's very sorry now. Here's Lizzie again. I don't believe her, because she did go with that fellow. Doctor, suppose she did, what of it? He must have had a very jealous disposition. Spirit, she says she did not go with him, and that she has told me what she did. Doctor, do you know that she is dead? Spirit, she is not. If she is she a ghost? Doctor, you say she stands there. Does she look like a ghost? Spirit, no, she doesn't. My mother says, John, be reasonable and sensible. Your own conscience accuses you. It is hard when you love a girl to see her with another fellow. Oh, what I suffered on account of Lizzie. After seeing her with the other fellow, I went home and stabbed myself just a little bit to try to scare her. I thought if I did that, she would come to me. Doctor, you committed suicide, but you did not realize that you are a spirit and have been troubling a lady and obsessing her. She is a patient of ours. Spirit, what do I care for her? I hate women, and she won't leave me alone. All I wanted was revenge, and I got it. Doctor, that lady has done all kinds of wild things because you were obsessing her. Spirit, Mother and Lizzie both stand there crying, but nobody cares for me, so what's the use? Doctor, what name did you have besides John? Spirit, John Sullivan. Doctor, I should think you would feel ashamed to have bothered that lady. Spirit, I am not any more ashamed of myself than you are. Doctor, do you think you loved this girl, or was it only selfishness on your part? You simply wanted her, that's all. Spirit, she should have been mine, but I made her suffer. My love turned to hate. No, Lizzie, you don't need to cry. I shall never forgive you if you ask me 100 times. Doctor, if your mother had given you a few thrashings, you would not be in the condition you are now. Try to forgive Lizzie, and by doing so, you will be helped yourself. Spirit, I shall never forgive her. The women were all crazy after me. I was considered a good-looking man. Doctor, that was your trouble. If you had been homely, you would have had some sense. You must try to be sensible now, because you are using my wife's body. Spirit, well, take your wife. I don't want her. Say, Mother, it's no use you and Lizzie standing there and crying, for I'll never forgive her. Doctor, if you don't forgive when you have this opportunity, you will find yourself in a dark dungeon when you leave here, and there you will stay until you repent. Try to understand that the wrong is within yourself. Spirit, I'll not forgive. I loved my mother, and I always had plenty of money. Doctor, what city did you live in? Spirit, St. Louis. Doctor, do you know that you are in California? Spirit, I know where I am. I'm in St. Louis, and it's winter. It's about 19 degrees below zero. Doctor, what year do you think it is? Spirit 1910. Doctor, it's actually the 13th of January, 1918. Spirit, I do hate to see women cry. Mother, stop crying. To see a woman cry always distresses me. Doctor, doesn't your conscience trouble you at all? Spirit, what's the use of worrying about things? Doctor, listen to what your mother says. Then she could help you. Spirit, Mother, I'll tell you. If you had spanked me more when I was a little boy and not given in to me so much, I might have been a different fellow from what I am now. It is too late in life to change, and what's more, one never gets anywhere by changing. Oh, Lord. Doctor, you still have more misery ahead of you, unless you are willing to forgive. Spirit, I don't care to be in that dungeon you speak of. Why do you parents give their children all they want? You see, Mother, what nice work you've done. Aren't you proud of your son? You brought me to this. This is your work. Doctor, you pretend to love your mother, but you have no charity or sympathy for anybody. Spirit, I hate the word sympathy. My father says I shall have to change. I am too old to change now. Frightened and shrinking from something. Take me away. Take me away. I'm sick. Doctor, you must be serious and honest. Spirit, my mother says she knows that she raised me wrong. Don't let me go in that dungeon. I'll forgive Lizzie. I'll forgive Lizzie. I'll do anything. I am tired of life and tired of everything. Doctor, when you reach the spirit side of life, you must try to be of service to others instead of a detriment. Try to undo the wrong you've done by obsessing this lady. Spirit, she tormented me, and I hate women. I got revenge. I took a slipper and pounded her face. I did it for revenge on women, for I hate them all. The spirit could not be brought to realize his situation, and he was taken away to be placed in a dungeon, we're using air quotes there, until he could overcome self and his hatred toward humanity. Several years ago, a friend of ours complained of the peculiar and erratic actions of a business associate, Mr. P, who had suddenly become extremely irritable and despotic to those, to those in his employ, highly unreasonable, impossible to please, and subject to violent attacks of swearing. As obsession seemed indicated, we concentrated for the gentleman in question, and after several weeks, an irate spirit spoke through Mrs. Wicklund and frankly admitted having tormented this man, wanting revenge for attentions which he claimed the latter had been paying to his wife. The situation had existed during his life, but he did not discover this until after his death. The spirit gave the name of a man prominent in local business circles. He had passed out some time before, but was not aware of the fact. He said that he had been sick for a long time, but could now go where he pleased without any trouble, for he had become well. He could not understand why his wife would no longer speak to him, or why his child, who had always been so affectionate, was now so cold toward him. He declared that some of his friends were false to him, and had for some time been paying attention to his wife, sending her gifts and flowers, but that he would have revenge on them as soon as he was through with his present victim. The spirit said that he could not think very clearly, but supposed that was because he had recently taken an anesthetic, which he thought also accounted for the peculiar lightness of his body and a feeling of having no weight. He was puzzled by the fact that whenever he thought about any persons, he immediately found himself with them and involved in their affairs. Recently he had been around Mr. P, but could not get away from him. This had exasperated him exceedingly, and he had, quote, done a lot of swearing, kept the man awake, made him go to work early, and had annoyed him in every way possible. After many explanations, the spirit finally realized that he had, quote, died, although this was at first very difficult for him to comprehend, for he, quote, had always thought death ended all, and that was all there was to it, end quote. Being assured that activity and progression awaited him in the spirit world, and that matters there would be explained to him to his entire satisfaction, he left. The following day there was such a remarkable improvement in the conduct of Mr. P, and his behavior was wholly normal, that the entire office force noticed this change, although Mr. P himself never knew of the experimental effort which had been made in his behalf. A patient, Miss R.F., was intermittently seized by impulses to run away, and at such times became greatly agitated, but shortly after entering our institute, she was relieved of the instigator of these wanderings. Experience September 15th, 1920. Spirit, Edward Sterling. Patient, Miss R.F., psychic, Mrs. Wickland. An intelligence took control of the psychic, and rising, attempted to run away, becoming very indignant when restrained. Doctor, won't you sit down? Spirit, no. Doctor, where are you going? Spirit, home. Doctor, home? Where is your home? Spirit, I want to go find it, struggling for freedom. Doctor, what a nice lady you are to act like this. Spirit, lady? Lady? I am no lady, I'm a man. Doctor, where did you come from? Spirit, that doesn't make any difference, I'm going home. Doctor, where is your home? Spirit, wherever I can find it. I know I'm not going to sit here any longer. I'm going. I'll tell you that. Doctor, recognizing the phraseology of the patient. Why did you cut off your hair? The patient, under an irrational impulse, had cut her hair short. Spirit, do you think I want to wear long hair like a woman? No, sir, I don't. I'm going, sir. Yes, I'm going, I tell you. Doctor, where will you go? You have no home. Spirit, I won't stay here. I'm going. Doctor, how long have you been dead? Spirit, I'm not dead. I'm going home. I'm going. I don't want those awful things put into me all over my body, referring to the static electrical treatment applied to the patient. It's just like sticking sharp things into me, real sharp things. Doctor, you felt the electricity I gave to a patient. Spirit, I tried twice to run away, but I was brought back. Doctor, why did you make that lady cut her hair off? Spirit, I didn't make anyone cut their hair off. It's my body, and I can cut my hair off if I want to. I went to sleep, and when I woke up, my hair had grown so long that I did not know what to do. I went to sleep and slept a long time, and after waking up, I found I had long hair, and I wasn't going to have that, so I would look like a woman. I could not go to a barber shop because I was too ashamed to be seen on the street, so I cut it off myself. Doctor, you did not cut your own hair. You cut off the hair of the lady you were controlling. Spirit, it was my own hair I cut. Why do you keep me here like this? I haven't done anything to you or anybody else. Doctor, you have been disturbing a lady and doing her a great wrong. You say you are a man, and yet you are wearing ladies' clothes. How do you account for that? Spirit, I couldn't get any man's clothes. Doctor, shouldn't that fact open your eyes and show you that there is something the matter with you? Spirit, can I sit down? Doctor, yes, if you will sit quietly. Should you not try to find out what is the matter with you? Spirit, I don't want to stay here. I'm going home. Doctor, if you will sit still and listen, I will explain your situation. You are so-called dead. Spirit, I am not dead. I'll have you know. Stop holding me. Doctor, I am not holding you. I'm holding my wife. You must realize that you are in a strange position. You passed out of your mortal body, but did not understand your situation. Spirit, let me go. I want to get out of here. What are you holding my hands for? Doctor, I'm not holding your hands. I'm holding my wife's hands. Spirit, your wife's hands. I never saw you before, and I'm not your wife. Do you think a man marries another man? I never heard such talk. Doctor, what I tell you is true just the same. You are an ignorant spirit, and you do not understand your condition. Spirit, you let me alone. I want to go home. Doctor, did you ever stop to think about what happens to a person when he dies? Spirit, I am not dead. I just went to sleep. Doctor, that was the sleep of death. Spirit, I slept so long that when I woke up, my hair had grown long. Doctor, not only had your hair grown, but you also had on woman's clothes. How did you get them? Spirit, I'm not dead just the same. Doctor, you have lost your physical body. When you lose that, you are supposed to be dead. Spirit, if I was dead, I would go to the grave and stay there until the last day. You stay there until Gabriel blows his horn. Doctor, that is only ignorant belief. You were too lazy to understand life's mysteries. Spirit, I was taught that when I died, if I believed in God and Christ, and that Christ died for our sins, I would go to heaven. Doctor, why did you not go to heaven when you died? You have died, so far as the world is concerned. You are here, and yet we cannot see you. I see only my wife's body. Spirit, I have never seen your wife, and I don't know her. Doctor, have you ever heard about mediums? Spirit, yes, but I don't believe in them. Doctor, well, you are speaking through a medium now. You claim to be a man, and yet you are using a woman's body to speak through. Spirit, lies, nothing but lies. Doctor, it is true. Nevertheless, you have a woman's clothes on. You know there's something strange about your condition. You probably do not know that you are in Los Angeles, California. Spirit, no, I am not. Doctor, where should you be? Spirit, I have been on the go for some time, traveling. Doctor, look at your hands. They are not yours. Spirit, I never saw you before you put that electricity into me, and I feel like giving you a good licking. What do you think of any man doing such a thing to another man? It goes right through you. You don't know how it hurts. I'm not going to stand for any more such nonsense. I stood for it a long time, then I went. When I left, a great big Indian spirit got hold of me and put me in prison. I got loose after a while. I came here. Doctor, you have been bothering a woman who was a patient of ours, and electrical treatments given to her dislodged you. Spirit, what is the matter with me? I have felt so crowded. Doctor, can't you understand that you are in a strange situation? You were probably a big man, and you felt crowded because you were occupying a body smaller than your own physical body. Why don't you open your mind and learn the facts? Spirit, there's nothing to learn. Doctor, it has probably been a long time since you lost your body. What year is it? Spirit, I had a good long sleep and I don't know. Doctor, shouldn't your present strange condition cause you to ask questions? We cannot see you. We can only hear you talk. Spirit, what sense is there in talking to a person when you don't see him? Doctor, this lady is a psychic, and you are a spirit talking through her body. Spirit, I don't believe you. Doctor, this is my wife's body. Are you my wife talking to me? Spirit, I'm not your wife. I'm a man. Doctor, I drove you away from the woman you were controlling. You made her act like an insane person. How did you come here? Spirit, you tell me how. Doctor, you are an invisible spirit. You do not understand your situation. The lady you have been bothering happened to be in a nervous condition and susceptible to spirit obsession, and you obsessed her. You made that lady do many insane things. What do you think of such actions? Spirit, I wouldn't say it was anything very grand, but I don't even know any woman. Doctor, you influenced her to cut her hair and to run away. Spirit, what did I want with long hair? I went to sleep, and when I woke up, my hair had grown long, so I cut it off. That's all. Doctor, that was the woman's hair you cut. Spirit, it was too long. Doctor, well, that is her business. Just reverse things. Suppose you had your own body and somebody cut your hair off. Would you like it? Spirit, no, I wouldn't, but she couldn't help herself. Doctor, don't you think that you were very selfish? Spirit, I don't know. Say, if as you say I'm dead, why is it that I'm not in heaven or hell? Doctor, there are no such places. Spirit, I haven't seen God or Christ or the devil, yet you tell me I am dead. Doctor, you are not dead. Spirit, well, why, just a little while ago you said I was. Doctor, you are dead to the world. Spirit, you said I was dead. Doctor, I said you were so-called dead. You lost your physical body. Spirit, you said I was dead. Doctor, now listen to reason, or I will have to take you into the office and give you more electricity. Spirit, I don't want that. It makes you feel like you're burning up. Doctor, we wanted to get you out and we succeeded. Spirit, what business is it of yours if I stayed there? Doctor, we wanted that lady to be rid of you. Spirit, you had no right to get me away from her. Doctor, do you think it was right of you to control her and disturb her life? Spirit, a fellow has got to have some place to live. Doctor, suppose it had been your mother, and a selfish spirit were controlling her and making her act as if insane. Do you feel that would be right? Do you think that would be right? Spirit, I was not insane, and I did not make her insane either. Doctor, it was an insane act for her to cut her hair off and run away. Spirit, how would you like to have your hair long if you were a man? Doctor, it was the lady's body and the lady's hair, not yours. Now you have been driven from the lady's body, and you must change your conduct. If you are not careful, you will be put into a dungeon. You said a short time ago that an Indian, quote, got hold of you. You had better be careful, or another Indian will get hold of you. Spirit, I will fight him if he does. Doctor, listen to me. My wife is a psychic, and she allows such spirits as you to control her body to bring them to a realization of their condition. You should appreciate the privilege. There are thousands of spirits who would be glad to be in your place at this moment. You know that you are in a strange condition. Perhaps some of your kindred are here. They will take you with them to the spirit world. You must behave yourself and understand and be sensible. Spirit, what shall I do? Doctor, understand that there is a spirit world and that you should strive to reach it. Spirit, you mean heaven. Doctor, the kingdom of heaven is within one. Spirit, you don't believe that Christ died for your sins? Doctor, he did not die for mine. Don't you understand that something is lacking in such a belief? Jesus taught us how to understand life. He did not die for the sins of anyone. Those who believe that Christ died for their sins lack the right understanding of his teachings. It is a sin against God to teach such a doctrine. If it were true, it would mean that God had made a mistake and was forced to provide an intercessor as an offering of atonement for his own mistake. Now, friend, you must leave my wife, and you must also leave the other lady alone. Spirit, what are you talking about? I've never saw your wife. Doctor, you are temporarily controlling my wife's body. We cannot see you. If you do not come to your senses pretty soon, we shall have to force you out, and then you will be in the outer darkness, which the Bible speaks about. Spirit, it is not right that God should treat me as he has. I prayed and prayed. I went to church, and I paid a whole lot of money to the church, because they said if I did not give money, I'd go straight to hell when I died. And I thought when I paid my money, I should get my money's worth. Doctor, what did Jesus say? God is spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. God is spirit, not a spirit. The Bible says God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God. Where will you look to find such a God except within your own self? Ye are the temple of God, and the Spirit of God dwelleth in you. What is heaven? It is a condition of your own mind attained when you understand life's purpose. Spirit, isn't heaven a place? It says so in the Bible. It says heaven is paved with golden streets. Isn't that so? Doctor, that, like many other statements in the Bible, is symbolic of the great truths of life. Spirit, you said a short time ago that Jesus did not die for your sins. What do you believe? Doctor, I recognize that we are all spiritual beings in mortal bodies while on earth. When we pass out of our mortal bodies with understanding, we will not waken in darkness, but our spiritual eyes will be open, and advanced spirits will help us to progress in the spirit world. Some kind spirit friends of yours may be here now. Do you realize that some change has taken place with you? Spirit, I could talk more than I could. You said I was talking through your wife. How can I talk through her? Doctor, my wife is a psychic who is so developed that spirits can talk through her, and intelligent spirits have allowed you to control her. However, you will not be able to stay long. Spirit, I think I will stay here. I feel better. I feel pretty good now. Doctor, you will feel still better after you realize the beautiful condition in the spirit world. You will have to become as a little child, then you can enter the kingdom of heaven. Do not merely believe, but try to understand. What is your name? Spirit, Edward. Doctor, and your other name? Spirit, I don't know. Doctor, where did you live? Do you know that you are in Los Angeles, California? Do you know what year it is? Spirit, no, I don't know. Doctor, why don't you know? Spirit, I have no memory. I can't think. I don't know anything anymore. Such a state of bewilderment suggests that the cause of amnesia conditions found in certain patients is probably possession by confused spirit intelligences. Doctor, that is because you have been in the outer darkness, and being a wandering spirit, you drifted into that lady's aura, controlled her, and made her act as if insane. Spirit, well, I wanted to have a good, quiet home. Doctor, is it right to do the things you have done? Spirit, when you have been walking in darkness for a long time and you see a light, don't you want to stay? Doctor, that is not the right kind of light. You need the spiritual light of understanding. Spirit, then do you think I ought to go to church and sing and pray to God and read the Bible? Doctor, did you ever make a thorough study of the history of the Bible to learn who wrote it? Spirit, it was God's inspired book. Doctor, God did not write the Bible. The book is man-made. Could one credit God with having written certain things in the Bible, many of which are unfit to be read in respectable society? Spirit, who wrote the book? Doctor, it was compiled from many sources during different periods, mainly for the purpose of keeping the people in subjugation through fear of an imaginary devil and hell. The Bible is a collection of poetry, history, allegories, and philosophy of contradictions and truths. But humanity believes that every word of the Bible is inspired and insists upon interpreting it literally instead of accepting what is reasonable. The Bible states, "The letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life," and spiritual things are spiritually discerned. Hence, religion is a process of mental discernment. The teachings of Christ contain wonderful truths, but the allegories have been taught as historical facts by the Church, and dogma, doctrine, and creed have obscured their underlying spiritual significance. Spirit, don't you believe that God made the earth in 6 days and rested on the seventh? Doctor, no, that is only an allegorical statement. The 7 days are symbolic of the 7 principles in nature. God is at once the creator and the creation. If God should rest, all would be at an end. We should understand life as it is, not merely believe what is told to us. Now it is getting late, and you cannot stay any longer. See whether someone is here whom you know. Spirit, oh, there's my mother. It's a long time since I saw her, but she died when I was a kid. Doctor, listen to her. She can help you. Spirit, oh, Mother, will you take me? Take me, Mother. I am so tired. Oh, Mother, take me with you. Doctor, of course she will take you with her, but you will have to rid yourself of all your foolish beliefs and acquire understanding. Spirit, let me go, rising to walk away. Doctor, you will have to think yourself with your mother. You can't take this body with you because it belongs to my wife. Just think yourself with your mother, and you'll be there instantly. Spirit, I am so tired and weary, so tired. Let me go with my mother. I see her coming. She went away for a while. Doctor, now go with your mother. God gave you intelligence to think, and you must be reasonable and let your mother and others teach you. Spirit, Mother says I must ask you to forgive me for being so rude, and she says I must ask that lady to please forgive me for bothering her. Doctor, can you tell us where you came from? Spirit, I can't remember. Doctor, what year do you think it is? Spirit, it should be 1901. Doctor, that was 19 years ago. Who is the president? Spirit, McKinley. Doctor, he was shot on the 6th of September 1901 and died on the 14th. This is 1920 now. Spirit, where have I been all that time? Sleeping? The winter of 1901, I was awfully sick, and it seems hard to remember anything else after that. It was around Christmas. I caught a cold and I was very sick. Doctor, where were you when you were taken sick? Spirit, I was working in the woods. I worked in a lumber town, lumbering. I remember something hit me on the head, and that's all I remember. My mother says my name is Sterling. Yes, that's it. Doctor, can your mother tell what place you came from before you took upon lumbering? Spirit, I was born in Iowa, Mother says. But when I got hurt, I was working in the woods in northern Wisconsin. I used to live in Iowa. Doctor, Can you remember the name of the town? Spirit. No, I can't. Doctor. Well, friend, try to obtain an understanding of life and be of service to humanity instead of a detriment. You have been bothering a lady, and she is not yet entirely free. Spirit. I was not the only one bothering her. There are 2 more just as bad as I am. Doctor. When you have an understanding, you must help this lady to get well and take the other spirits away from her. Spirit. I will try. Thank you. Goodbye.